A crisp autumnal feel in the Aberdeen air. The faithful rallying to the party and to the cause. But an atmosphere lacking the buzz of previous gatherings, now that the core goal, a referendum on independence, appears more distant. A reminder of that era when the former conference star dropped by yesterday. Nicola Sturgeon had intended to hold the referendum this Thursday. Failing that, she would have treated a majority of Scottish votes at the next general election as a mandate for independence. Her plan didn't work out. A new leadership, and so a change of tack. The SNP now says that winning a majority of Westminster seats, 29 out of 57, would trigger moves to independence. The SNP could afford to lose many of the 48 seats it won last time under old boundaries and still take these steps. If the SNP achieved that goal, it would open immediate negotiations with Number 10, and it would demand the permanent transfer of powers to allow the Scottish Parliament to legislate for a referendum. If Westminster says no, then the SNP would consider using the 2026 Holyrood elections as a de facto referendum. A majority for pro-independence parties would create a mandate for independence negotiations. New steps agreed at the weekend to allow the First Minister to focus now on why Scotland should be independent.
In a world where it can be easy to feel powerless, there's no greater act of empowerment than to take our destiny into our own hands. And there is no greater gift that we can leave our children than a country which is theirs to create in their own image.
Warmth in the hall, and Humza Yousaf's deputy explained the importance of talking about the why rather than the how of independence.
Hugely important, because that's what inspires people. It's about the vision for Scotland. It's about we can make Scotland that fantastic nation where we can eradicate poverty and Scotland can play a positive role on the world stage. We've done so much with the powers of devolution. Imagine what more we can do with the powers of independence.
And from Nicola Sturgeon's former deputy, strong support.
The First Minister has, I think, done the right thing in the times that he's faced. He's had an open discussion and dialogue with the party, which has brought the party together, enabling it to agree the route map to independence that it agreed on Sunday. And he's quite rightly saying to the party, right, we've had that conversation, let's now have a conversation with Scotland about what would be the benefits and the advantages and the issues we'd have to face of Scotland being independent, the whys of independence.
This conference has been meeting in a sombre atmosphere in light of the events in the Middle East. But even with that, it has all felt a little low-key compared with the rally-like atmosphere of the Nicola Sturgeon era. The former First Minister always managed to create the impression that another independence referendum was always around the corner. Well, Humza Yousaf, he's making clear there's quite a few corners to go round before that can happen. So he's making a virtue of that and saying, let's take the time to explain why independence is the best option for Scotland. Time to sharpen up. And in the autumn sunshine, memories of a vote nearly a decade ago. For now, a slowing of the pace.